We have people here who say if you're a skinhead and you're not preaching the same amount of hate that everyone else is preaching, and you're not preaching separatism, you are no longer a skinhead and you shouldn't belong to the organization. And we have skinheads who said the real true reason to be one is to make sure that you take charge of this country, take over as a state so you can enforce the laws you want. That's what we're talking about today. We'll be back right after this. So what is it that you believe in? So you believe in separation of the races?
Yes, I do.
What else?
I believe that this country should remain a majority white country, as it started out to be.
So you're saying that you want it to remain all white?
Well, I think it'd be in the best interest of white people to have separation and to retain control of this country.
So where do you expect everybody to go?
Well, what we would like to see happen is first we have to attain political power to implement our goals. We don't do that by committing crimes, illegalities, and things like that.
Wait a minute, let me finish. And then what do you do?
Once we do that, we would, once we have our people in power, we would call a constitutional convention, and we would repeal the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to this Constitution, which gave citizenship to non-whites for the first time.
Hold on a
This
second.
Constitution was formed, built, created by white people. In Article 1, Section 5, it says that if you are not white, basically, you are not a citizen of this country. That is the Constitution.
So you want to repeal the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment.
That's correct.
Get that out the books, and then what are you going to do once you repeal that?
Then
what do you do with people?
we would divert the money we are spending. A lot of the money we're spending on missiles were never used. We don't need the defense budget. A lot of that, the welfare system, the crime, the money we're spending for prisons, etc. Divert that money to a repatriation, a program where blacks can have a land of their own. And
so when you say repatriation, though you specifically said it would be easier to spend $1,000 or $10,000 to send blacks back to Africa one time and get rid of them, you were going to take Hispanics and put them on a reservation, is what you said, correct?
No,
and what else?
I didn't say that.
What are you going to do with Hispanics?
We would send them to a Hispanic country of their choice. Once we were in power and we had all the machinery of the state in our control,
in other words,
how are you going to gain this power?
You would violently.
No, I think a lot of blacks, if given the choice and given the opportunity, would want to be separate from whites.
Because they
How are you going to gain this supposed power?
Well, we convert people, we talk to people, we persuade people. That's what we're about. We're not about fistfights. We're not about crime.
How old are
But you are about using, like you just said, take the power of the state, meaning the tanks, the machine guns, and you said the machinery.
We would have the authority.
If let's say you didn't want to go, what about a person who says, no, I don't want to go, I like being right where I'm at? What are you going to do with that person?
Well, then we intend to carry out all laws that we would enact. And if people wish to break the law, then...
So in other words, you're a revolutionary.
So basically you
right
want to turn this place into Nazi Germany and make laws to suit your needs whenever you need to take care of it.
Well, I don't think this is about Nazi Germany. I think this is about America and America's racial problem.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you a part of the KKK? And I feel sorry for you because you're not white.
KKK is another racist organization. We affiliate with them. There's once again, I mean,
as far as I remember,
the media reputation, stereotype of the Klan.
When I was
a
part of this Nazi movement, okay, what we were told what an Aryan was certainly wasn't brown eyes, and it certainly wasn't brown hair. Okay.
Well, that is a liberal myth. That is a liberal myth. We're taught that in school, but an Aryan is anybody who hails from Europe, whose ancestors are from Europe. Many people in the movement do not have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Okay. All right, hold on a second. Yes, ma'am.
Did your parents bring you up to believe this way? Or
my parents allowed me to think as I chose, which I respect very much. I was not forced to believe anything by anyone. I looked at the world around me, studied history and politics, and came up with this conclusion.
One set of skinheads who say that they're tired of the hatred and the racism, they want to try to work towards racial harmony, and another set of skinheads that say these guys are nothing more than sellouts. And Jason, we never heard from you three, or any one of you. Why do you now feel the way you do about the movement that you used to be a part of?
I hurt a lot of people, and I hurt them physically, mentally. I desecrated churches. I did a lot of very bad things that I'm going to have to deal with probably for the rest of my life. Not only with myself, but dealing with these people, calling me a traitor because, I decided to wake up.
If he wants to go out and attack someone, it's not the movement's fault.
Jason, hold on just a second. Join us right now are Ryan and Harry. they are part of the skinhead. You're not part of skinhead. You guys are just white supremacists, correct?
Correct.
That's how you feel.
Correct. We represent an umbrella organization that we take in skinheads, we take in former Klansmen, we take in a large assortment of people.
Our founding fathers weren't white supremacists.
Oh, okay.
Where are you getting this information from?
Didn't they hold slaves?
1993, and we're looking at 1993, and right now today, you two believe the same thing that Matt does, that there should be a separate state, correct?
Correct.
How are you going to work towards that end?
It's happening today in the streets.
What's happening in the streets?
60 Minutes just talked about the colleges where the blacks are separating from the whites in the colleges themselves. Oh, it's people like you.
Oh, it's
You're the
people like
idiots.
us.
Like you.
You took an oath to your allegiance to your groups, and then you walk away.
Oh, he walked away because he grew up, unlike you guys.
We are racial separatists. We believe in forming a country or a nation within America solely for our own people. Only those who choose to join us. We do not wish to force our views upon anyone. We wish to take a state, take a large section of the country, and put people who don't want their neighborhoods to be segregated or desegregated. They want a segregated society. They wish to live with their own people, their own culture.
I get copies of tapes, and you guys are standing there screaming about, we got to get rid of all the Jews, we got to get rid of all the blacks. If they are not willing to go, you're ready to kill them. It's time to arm up.
That's a lie.
It's time to
That's
get
a lie.
prepared.
You can tell this audience that, but that's a lie.
Oh, it's a lie. No,
And this audience does not represent the American people. The only type of people to come to see your television show are liberals already, and integrationists, and race mixers, and other assorted clowns. It does not represent the American people. This does not represent the American people. This does not represent the white working class people.
You're going to get a fair shake and why come on.
All right.
Because we have to represent our
Because
views.
it promotes our agenda.
This
No
media,
matter how bad this show turns out, it still promotes our agenda.
right.
Because people out there who share the same beliefs that we do will see this show
They're all
knowing, well, maybe they are all ignorant. Maybe we are all Neanderthals. But we still have the right to believe the
You don't
way
even
we
rank up
think
with
in America.
Neanderthals.
Okay, hold on a second. Yes, ma'am.
I used to be a member of Sharp, and I know what goes on in the Nazi skinheads also, and it's because of you guys that me and my brothers and sisters used to get beat up. Because of people like you, they thought we were like you when we were totally against you. And people don't understand what Sharp stands
What
for.
does Sharp? What does Sharp stand for? 'Cause I don't know.
Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice.
Okay, so you used to be a skinhead yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so guys like that would beat you up because of your views?
Yeah, me and my brothers and sisters, we couldn't even walk through the mall because they thought
fact
we were
is, most
Nazis.
violent crimes are committed by blacks.
Regarding Hispanics, I mean, it's like Hispanic is a term, it's an umbrella term covering all types of races, and blacks, whites, Indians, and some of my ancestors have been in this country since the 1500s, way before you guys came on. Your ancestors came on the Mayflower.
We believe in a racially pure nation, and that's what we're
My
fighting for.
ancestors also came from Europe. So
The non-white races are pulling this country down. Every year, the more non-whites in this country, the more crime, the more drugs, the more
Non-Americans are
abuse, the
dragging
more
this country
chaos, and we don't want any part of it. This country was built by the cream of Europe. This is a white man's country.
It is good, and you want it to be that way, period.
That's right.
He wants the whole country to be that way, but the two of you only want a piece of the country.
We
Do you
just
want the
need
whole country or a piece of it?
we need a territorial imperative for our people.
If our white race goes, what else is there? You could throw all your materialism right down the toilet. We don't care about your fancy cars and your rich suits and everything else. We're out here for people. It's people that build countries. The Constitution was a great document, but people built it.
country.
One people built it.
One
Everywhere
people.
on this
One
earth,
person. One person
everywhere,
built this whole country.
Who can name a white third world
One
nation?
peoples.
And yet there's so many black and Hispanic, etc. third world nations. We're always bailing out these countries. We say to each his own.
Joining us right now is Scheherazade Ali, who is an author and an activist, and she agrees with the skinhead movement, but her philosophy is a little different. Now, why don't you give us your philosophy?
Well, I've heard so much backstage on the monitor, of course, and I first want to say that I understand that I don't have any business anywhere sitting with 6 white men to discuss this topic. However, since I'm qualified to speak on it, I'm going to do it. I think that many of us confuse racial pride or racial preservation with racial hate. The difference between the black man and the white man is not just color. It is the nature, it is the instinct, and it is the heart. Now, this is true. This is a white man's country. The white man came here and discovered it. The white man took the liberty of everywhere he went and found black people. He renamed the continent and took control of the people. So you are right. This has happened. And it is true that my people have suffered terribly under your people here in this country. And I have worked very hard to get them to leave you. They do not just want integration. They don't want to just have equality on the job. They don't want to just live next to you. They want you to love them. And I have explained to them that that is an impossibility for you to love them. It is against your nature. And that they would do best to also have the kind of racial pride. We're not talking about war. We're not talking about hatred. We are talking about self-preservation. It is against the nature of any nationality. It is against the nature of any mammal, amphibian, you name it, to want to love somebody else more than preserve their own kind.
You have to move with the times. When the Constitution was originally written, yes, it was written by whites, but you have to move with the times. This country is made up as a melting pot, and it cannot survive without it.
Until relatively recently, when you thought of an American, a red-blooded American boy, you thought of a white boy.
See, the reason that the white man kept the white woman protected and separate from the black man is not because he had any special regard for white women, not because he held her in such great honor. It was because he knew that if he did not protect the woman that reproduced him, that it would wipe him off the earth. You all don't understand what self-preservation means.
Wait, you can talk to me about cardinals, dogs, baboons, and all this other stuff. I don't see them speaking and writing either.
Yeah,
but we are all part of nature. We are all part of nature. You want to marry a white woman and mongrelize.
Let's talk about people.
What would happen if a baboon started talking within 50 years? Will we?
Well, then he might end up joining your organization. I don't know.
From each other.
Hold on. Go ahead, Jason.
I'm really happy that both this lady's views and all of these views out here are a minority. I'm very happy.
Hold on, Harry. Go ahead. What I said.
She is telling all these people out here, all these African Americans and everybody else, that they're not intelligent enough to make their own decisions.
Yes, it is. Hold on. See, right now, they're backing you and applauding you every time you speak because you're speaking into what they think they want you to say. And at the same time, I know they didn't teach anything. Hold on, Matt. But right before we walked out here, Matt himself has said several times that you have an inferior mind. Your mind is smaller. You're not equipped. You're not capable of making decisions. All these guys think that black people are dumber or ignorant. Okay. Harry, I want to come over to you. Now, you have been through a lot for this movement.
Let me explain something first.
Hang on a second, please.
People don't understand, first off, the white power movement is growing. The separatist movement is growing so fast it's not funny.
The white power movement never went out.
You would never see the press coming out of the woodwork they are today about what we're doing. Yeah. We're on your cable TV shows now.
And most white people are such hypocrites. They want to teach about how they really feel about us.
Hold on a minute. That's a point, though, that Harry, you've made. Now, your parents don't share the exact same view, right?
No, I believe they're like we call closet people. What they do in the bars and places like that, they talk the same way I talk, but they don't do exactly what I do.
A lot of people want to hear this.
The Muslim belief's almost the exact same thing we have.
In the interest of being politically correct, someone in the audience here who may agree with us would cheer along with something against us.
Well, we're not going to have this problem very much longer, black people, because the white man was only allotted to be on the earth for 6,000 years, and that time is shortly coming up.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Hold on a second. Let me get her point. Yes, ma'am. Hold on.
Okay, first of all, obviously I'm white. Obviously I'm American.
But wait a minute. Why are you saying obviously? Your skin's about the same color as his, and he might think you were Hispanic one day and make you go off to a reservation.
I work in the sun all day. I work construction.
Okay. My relatives, before they came to America, they lived in Italy. They came after the Civil War ended, after slavery was abolished. I'm tired of people like you. I'm not saying because of the color of your skin, but saying because I'm white, I'm naturally a racist. Because you're judging me before you know me, and that makes you a racist. My relatives were not here when that happened. How do you know it's in me to hate people?
I haven't charged you individually. I charged you collectively.
You charged my race, which is white.
Just what we talked
about. And if you don't consider yourself
as far
racist,
as inferiority, superiority.
He said an interesting thing. He said he had been out in the sun, maybe like her. All the vitamins of life come from the sun. And the only human being on earth that the sun is diametrically opposed to is the white people. Everybody else, the vitamins of life go into their body.
Well, you know what? You obviously where are you from in Italy? You're Sicilian?
My parents are Napolitans.
Napolitan. So I just did another show recently with some guys on it. Said that because she was from that area of Italy, she's not white. So therefore, you wouldn't accept her.
That's a different view than ours. I mean, we consider basically most of the Italian people are white people.
So you'll accept most. What part won't you accept?
Well, the southern Italians who have mixed a lot with Arabic strains and maybe some black strains.
See, you have to understand, Montel, the only people on earth that love everybody, no matter where they come from, is black people. We the only people that love everybody, anybody, no matter where they are.
On that one, we got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. You had a question, sir.
Yeah, I have a question for the young lady just now who said she's judging her because she's white, so she thinks she's a racist. Well, I'm black, and every time I walk down the street, a white person thinks I'm a robber. If I walk up to them next to their pocketbook, they hug it and they hold it, and I make as much money as they do.
Okay.
And no matter if I wear a sweat hood, if I put a sweat hood over my head, they run for me.
Okay, all right.
You say that's not you now, but if you outside, you do it. I know it. I pass by people like you all the time.
Okay, in general, blacks are have less of a mental capacity than whites. Now, that is my position. Not every black person, but if you study every test that's ever been given on intelligence, blacks have scored lower than white
Well,
people.
the white people make up the test so that they can pass them because it's in their language.
All right, hold on a minute. Yes, sir.
No, it don't work like that.
Hold on a minute. Yes, sir.
I want to address this to the armband wearer.
Right, to Matt. Go ahead.
There. Egypt is in Africa. And Africa is an
So are
indigenous
Arabs. Are
land
Arabs
of
black?
black people.
Are Arabs black?
The noted anthropologist Sheikh Anta Diop before the World Court and before other noted
You know what the word
scientists
Sudan means?
worldwide. Shut up, man.
It means land of the blacks.
Worldwide, irrefutably proved that the ancient Egyptians, through melanin tests conducted over a 20-year period of time, were black African people. That's my first point.
Okay, you have to make the other point quickly. Yes, sir.
The second point that I want to make to you
Hold it, Jason. Yes, sir.
is that you will have serious problems on your hands if you believe that.
That is a
You
new
will be able to
concept. That
take
whole
this
belief
country
has just come
from
about
the
the last 10, 20
indigenous,
years,
First
something called
Nation,
black history, which was
red-skinned
invented
people
just
who
out of
inhabited this land
smoke.
prior to your
Okay.
entrance to
All
this
right.
land.
Okay.
You don't want to be
that
God.
all white
But
people
you
during
are.
the Civil War were racist, and we brought them over here, and all white people owned black people, and we all had slaves. But there were many white people that died
That's
to
right.
free the slaves. So you're
Yeah.
saying that the white man doesn't have the capability
failed.
of loving a black person that they
was
don't even
greed.
know.
You right. It was
Slavery
greed.
hurt the white worker too.
Yes,
How
it
come
did.
no one ever thinks about
Because
the white
man
worker?
didn't just enslave us. He had white and indentured slaves.
That's right.
You know, he's enslaved
Whites were
anybody he
slaves.
can.
Okay, go ahead, Jason.
We've heard this crap so much.
Well, you can
over
call
the
it
last
names
4 or
whatever you
5
want.
years.
It's crap.
It's garbage.
435
You can't argue
arguments.
about it. If you
But
can't
we know
debate, then you
that this
call
is
names.
garbage, including your crap.
All
okay?
right, so make your point, Jason. So we heard it. You're tired of hearing it?
Be very rest assured that they can spout out as much crap as they want,
Well,
but
you
it's
ought to be
us
careful with
and a
the
lot of other
language
people
that
like
you're
us
using. Don't just
that aren't going to let any of
Prove
this
your
crap
nature
go
right
on.
here on
All right,
television.
okay.
Get the money together and you
The white
can leave.
people have messed us up here so badly, Montel. Africa does not want us back. Nobody wants us in the condition we're in. We don't have our own name.
please.
They took our own God. We don't have anything to tie us back to Africa as a homeland.
your parents
except
give you
Jack,
your
hold
name?
on, please. You had a question.
I wanted to know about these people on the side. What do you do with your lives besides worry about everybody else's?
Huh? Well, maybe we ought to start. Can we start with Matt? Because Matt, you're really kind of starting your campaign to become president of the United States, right?
You got to interject your crap into
We
What is
are,
that? Okay.
we are a political party.
No,
I wanna
you're
make
running for
that-
president. You, forget the party. You are running for president.
No, I am the leader of a political organization, and we have a program of 20 points, which we feel that most Americans would find a lot of agreement with.
Matt, why do you told my people that you wanted to run for president of the United States? Why don't you
Eventually,
say it?
yes.
Well, then tell me the truth. You're going to run for
What
president.
difference does it make? The tall white man, the short white man, the fat white man, the skinny white man. You know,
Montel,
Yes.
what
They-
difference does it make?
they sit there and they say, you know, how the white man oppresses her.
Oh,
and
he doesn't
her
oppress
people,
me 'cause I
no,
know the
your
truth. I'm
people,
not oppressed.
the black people, and yet
Yes,
she
my
sits
poor
there
people are
and tries,
oppressed.
anyway, she sits there and tries to make it out like we're all racist, but she's oppressing us.
Okay. Yes, sir.
The only thing I can say is that when people talk, racists come up and talk, they go back hundreds of years and they say what has happened in the past and everything else. Well, all I can say is hundreds of years ago, we can't erase history. But the world since then has progressed and become a much better place to live. And the only reason why this
Look
has
at the crime
happened
figures.
is by the valuable
We have to
contributions
become much better.
made by people of all races and all backgrounds. And in order to survive, we got to continue to work together as a team.
One of the reasons the skinheads have been attacking black people and there hasn't been any retaliation is because we got 500,000 of the baddest and boldest and the strongest,
Montel.
baddest black men on earth locked up in prison. All of the bad black men we got, y'all done put them in jail.
No, but, but we're out of time.